Welcome to another terrific Tuesday. Thursday. I don't know where I got Tuesday from. Y'all just excuse me for saying that. It is Thursday. I'm getting at a loss for Okay, let's try this one more time. So tonight it is Thursday. Welcome to Miss G's Ladies Lounge. I do apologize for any inconveniences. So please forgive me. We are here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge, and I'm so excited to be here on tonight. I have my guest with me, and she is ready to come on out and chat with us. This is our manifestation moments. We are here. We are excited about all that is happening, all that is going forward. And we want to share these great moments with you that are coming through the lives of individuals who have stepped out of on into their purpose and stepped out ready to do whatever it takes to show the world that there is greatness all around us. So on tonight, I have an amazing guest with me, and I'm excited about how she is going to come and share with us on tonight. So I want you to make sure that you take a moment to like, tag, and share. Let everyone know that we are live, we are here, we are ready to have this chat and to go forward. So let me tell you just a little bit, I'll give you a little bit of intro for our guest on tonight. She is, as I said, such an amazing person that we don't want to take anything from her. We want to give her the opportunity to be able to share a lot of her own story with us on tonight. But we do have with us Miss Yolanda M. Smith. She is the branding and success. Uh, uh, she is the coach, the speaker, the author, the corporate trainer, and she is the personal branding expert and business strategist, also known as the Brandthrupist. So she is here with us on today. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story and how she has transitioned from the corporate world into this powerful branding and success story that she has. So I wish that you would take a moment, let your friends know that we are live and we are ready as I bring my guest to the stage on tonight, Miss Yolanda Smith. Come on, put your hands together. Give us some hearts over there. Let us know that you are here. We're excited. Hello, how are you?
And hello. Good evening. Good evening. I am doing absolutely wonderful. I tell people that I am nothing short of amazing.
That's right. That's right. Nothing short. So I'm listen. I don't want to take a lot of time just to be talking. So I want to make sure that I give you all the time necessary to share with us. So before we begin, just tell us a little bit of your story and how you have become, I love the word, the Brandthrupist. So tell us even how you moved from that corporate world into this title.
Well, let me just say this. You said it right. A lot of people get it wrong. So kudos to you, Miss Gwen, for getting it right. You know what I mean? Yes. So I tell people I am Yolanda M. Smith, the Brandthrupist, right? I'm a people growth leader and branding expert with a passion just to help coaches and entrepreneurs to really get and stay in business by unleashing the power of their personal brand. And
Mm,
sustainable business strategies. So through my systems, guidance, and formulas, I help them to really be able to articulate their value, to be able to live authentically and stand out so that they can have more influence, impact, and income. And so I am that corporate professional turned entrepreneur. I was in the corporate sector for 30 something years. Let me just tell you, I did the whole career essentially. I mean,
yeah.
probably short of 5 years, I did the whole corporate thing for 30 something years in the pharmaceutical industry. So I come from the pharmaceutical industry, spent a lot of time in sales initially, and then went into marketing, medical, and then ended my career in corporate communications and held various leadership roles. But the interesting thing is that no matter how well you perform, how good you do, there's always somebody there telling you you're just not that good, right? Or
Right.
there's that glass ceiling, if you will, or you just
Mhm.
have those moments where you just feel invisible, overlooked, unseen, right? And so when I think about that, I was able to navigate it very successfully for the most part. I did have some bumps in the road that really led me to rethink things. And one was in 2018 when we had the company in 2017, the end of 2017 had gone through a major overhaul and had a voluntary early retirement, the whole nine. And a lot of people, all my sponsors, coaches, mentors, left out the door. It was just that lucrative of a package. And I was left there basically feeling pretty much alone. I mean, because in the blink of an eye, I'd lost everybody. And so
Wow.
they lifted and shifted my team to a new area. I didn't know these people. My team was very anxious about it. I spent a lot of time with my team. And the next thing I know, in walked the boss from HE double hockey stick. And when I tell you, most people understand that because
Right.
they had that person before,
Right.
and just made my life miserable and wasn't checking for me. That, everybody's not going to be your cheerleader. And
Right.
you got to know how to navigate through that. But in the end, she demoted me. I lost my position. I lost my team and everything. And just for no reason, it was really nonsense.
Mhm.
But you know what? The power of that is that in the end, I was devastated, but I had two decisions. I could,
Mhm.
two questions I could answer. Am I going to take any accountability? Number one, am I going to take
Right.
any accountability? But number two, am I going to give somebody that much power over me? Right. And so
Right.
number one, I did take some accountability because I had been doing personal branding since 2013. And I
Mm,
knew who I was. And I knew that the bigger part of branding, and this is what people miss, is making the connections and building the relationships.
right.
When I went to the new area, I neglected to do that because I was focused on my team being all anxious, right? And so I missed that 2 month window of opportunity to give people an opportunity to start to get to know me. And so she decided to run the narrative, right? So that's what happened. So the lesson number one for tonight is if you're not telling your story, guess what? Somebody else is.
Somebody else's
Yes, somebody
in
else
their own words.
in their own words, and it may not be the story that you want to have told, so that's
Exactly.
what makes it so risky, right? And
Hmm.
so through that, though, I just had to sometimes you have to humble yourself. We can get very full of ourselves, especially when we get big titles. You
Hmm.
start to humble yourself and you say, if you know who you are, just go back and do what you know to do, build the relationships and do it. And literally in 2 years I was sought after and given a promotion and an opportunity to stand a team up from the ground floor. Now, you just told me 2 years ago that you lost confidence in my leadership ability.
Right.
But 2 years later, you give me a brand new team and tell me go hire my people and do what I need to do. Now, make it make sense, right?
Right.
But that's the world of corporate America. It's people.
Yes.
It's people. But I took that opportunity. But what I did do, which was phenomenal and paramount, is in 2018 when that happened to me, I made a decision right then because my mother had been diagnosed with cancer. I was in the process of building a new home, and we just had some family things to deal with. And she literally could have ruined my career where I had all my eggs in one basket.
Mm.
And so that became the fundamental lesson there, right? Never again, I vowed, would I have my eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
And that's when I started branding for success. And I
Mm.
said, I'm going to build this thing. They're going to help me build it, and I'm going to blow it out the water. And so when I got the promotion 2 years later, I took it, but it wasn't, I didn't allow the distraction to come in. Come on now. See, all storms don't come to destroy,
Mm-hmm.
some come to clear your path.
Okay.
And when you look at it from that perspective, because it's all perspective and how you choose to look at it.
Right.
And when I looked at it from that perspective, I knew I was given a path to go on, because otherwise maybe I was too complacent, too
Right.
comfortable, because we get that way, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. And so it made me really look, and I said to myself, wow, this is a wake-up call, because the same hand that feeds you is
Mhm.
the same hand that can starve you. Come
Absolutely.
on now. And
Absolutely.
so I started my business. And then when I got the promotion, I didn't lose sight, didn't get distracted.
Hmm.
And I worked in parallel. I worked my business as hard as I worked their business. I
Right.
mean, that means that took some long hours at night, some
Hmm.
sacrifices, but you got to ask yourself, what are you going to give up to grow up?
Okay.
Right? Okay. What are you going to give up? Because things do take sacrifice, you guys. It's
They
just
do.
not easy out here. Everything's not a piece of cake. It looks like that on social media, and that's where people get bamboozled, you know?
Absolutely.
It
Yes.
doesn't work that way. And then 2 years after taking that promotion, there was another incident that happened, and that was my wake up call. Because let me tell you what I had done in 2018. God basically, I felt the Spirit tell me to leave then, and I just didn't. Because
Didn't
what
follow.
happens? We get caught up in fear.
Absolutely.
You're scared,
Mm.
But one of the things I've learned since then is that, you can't have fear and faith, they don't coexist together. And even though I was scared, because that's a natural emotion, so we can't tell people, "Oh, you won't be fearful, you won't be scared."
Right.
That's a human emotion.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
question is, are you going to manage it, or are you going to allow it to manage you?
Hmm.
And so, are you going to get out of your own way and do it scared?
Hmm.
And a prominent woman had told me forever, Yolanda, you got the it. Just do it, baby. Just leap. You'll catch your wings on the way down. And again, I sat there and I said, okay, well, just give me a chance. I'm gonna get my money together. I'm gonna get things together, tighten up that, what, and I'll be ready. And I told God then, I said, listen, when the tension comes, I'll know it's time to leave. And
Time.
2 years from having that promotion, the tension came again. And I remember sitting here like it was yesterday, right? And it was just so funny when I was getting that knot in the pit of my stomach on Sunday, because I had to go to work on Monday. I
Right.
said, what am I doing here? I had already had started a successful business. I had already earned more than six figures in my business. And I'm thinking, and that's just dibbling and dabbling part-time. So
Mm.
think about it. I sat there and I said, well, if you're doing this part-time, spare time, what can you do in your full time?
Right.
And I
Mm.
remember looking up to the sky and I said, God, I got you. I see what you're doing. I got you.
Hmm.
I'm done. And that's when I retired. Yeah, I came out.
And a full retirement, correct?
Well, a full retirement for that, but a
From
whole
that.
full,
That's
I
what I
just,
mean. Yeah.
yes, I,
From the
yes, I,
corporate world.
in the corporate world, yes, but I am a full-time entrepreneur. Believe me, when you're running your own thing, you
Yes.
work harder and than you did for somebody else's, but it means that much more to you. And when it can be your passion,
Hmm.
it doesn't feel like work. When you love what you do, that doesn't feel like work. That's
And
what's
I've
amazing.
Yeah, and I've had the opportunity to watch you on several occasions and be a part
In
of
the
some of
room.
your challenges and different
Mhm.
groups, and your passion stands out every time. That's one of the things I think that drew me even though I had met you, through some other situation, but that drew me to you, that passion that you had. And it
Mhm.
doesn't feel like it was, you hear a lot of these people, oh, I can help you make $5,000. And if it almost sounds um, scary and like you're pulling me. But
Mhm.
when I saw you, I saw that you had such passion and you were making it so that people, even on the lowest levels, could understand and
Mhm.
be able to work, with you, what you were doing.
Yeah.
So I understand that you are also an author. You've written books,
Mhm,
and you've been also featured in many publications. Tell us a
mhm.
little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I started my book journey back in 2010. And I wrote my first book, Reputation to Reward, and it became a bestseller. And actually, that was my first go out. And I remember there was an award. They had awards, and I actually came. I was nominated. I was in the top. I was in the top 10. I was one of the top 10 nominations for the. It was like the Emmys of books, and that was kind of exciting. But that was my fundamental book on branding to really help people understand what it is, because so many people don't get that. They think it's your logo, your colors, your website, these sort of things. That's brand identity. That's not your
Right.
branding. But because people start with that without even understanding, who am I? What is my brand? What am I representing to the world, and who am I serving? Right. So that the book was to level set on the foundation of what personal branding is, because people just think they show up and that's your personal brand. Well, it can be, but if you're just organically, let's talk about that. If you're organically just, because we're all brands, if you're
Mhm.
organically just doing nothing and just allowing it to do whatever it does organically, that can be risky. Instead, I try to help and empower people to understand that you need to be strategic and intentional. And then the second book was Become Unforgettable, which was the companion to that, which really gave the 7 strategies on how to really scale your brand, right?
Right.
In the marketplace. And then the third book, which I launched last year, actually, it's like a year ago, almost a year ago.
Okay.
Brand Fluence and all 3 of them were best-selling books, which is a blessing, because I think really you're right. I'm going to, even though I can be smart, I can use the big words and all that. It's not important. I'm not here to impress anybody. I want to impact people, and I
Hmm.
want to impact you in a way to make it understandable. I want to give you the knowledge, the information, so that you can act on it. I don't want to just have you all overwhelmed and hyped up and then you have no clue what to do. That's
Right.
the difference in me. I'm not going to just sell you all this dream and then give you no provision on how to get to the dream.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. And I see it all the time. And I just want to be different in that way. That's why people keep saying, I can't believe that we get you when we join your programs and we get to coach with you.
Right.
You
Right.
get, yes, you get me. That's the difference. That's what I signed up for.
And that's awesome. I tell you, that's one of the things that I've noticed, that everywhere you look, there's another ad. Here's a challenge. Here's a challenge. Join my challenge. Free, free 99,
Mhm.
and sometimes it costs a little bit, oh, $17 or whatever. And you get on there and they're just talking and saying the same words over and over in different tones
Mhm. Well,
and
see,
not giving you
let me
anything at
just
the
tell you
end.
that's where AI has messed up a lot of people.
Mm,
And it's funny because I'm getting ready to do a event the end of September, and literally we're putting the final touches on it. So I haven't even started promoting it yet, called Brand and Scale. But
mm,
this is an event for established entrepreneurs, right?
okay.
This is not a beginner event. This is one for established entrepreneurs who have made some money. They've been successful, but they feel like they're at that plateau. They're stalling, because you get there. I've been there, and
Hmm.
really helping them. But that's one of the things we'll be covering is AI and how to effectively use it. Because what I notice is that everybody, your emails, everybody says the same. They got dashes and emojis everywhere, and everything is, this is not fluff. This is not this. It's this. It's this. You're going to have a transformation. And I'm like, if we all sound the same, guess what? You're not standing out. So if you're not standing out, what are you doing?
Right,
Blending in,
right.
blending in,
Blending in.
blending in.
So when you also are such a phenomenal public speaker, I just love even watching your commercial and your ad, I should say.
Yes.
It comes around and it's so often. I'm like, this lady, every time I turn whatever page I'm on, if I'm on my business page, if I'm on my personal page, there's your ad. And I love just even watching your ad because it makes me just want to get in that room with you and be a part of what you're doing. But I know that you also have, as I said, transitioned, from that corporate career and all that to public speaking.
Mhm.
So, how did you prepare your mind even from the corporate, you know, world to public speaking as well?
Well, it's interesting because even in the corporate world, I did a lot of speaking. I just did it for the pharmaceutical industry. So they have their own conferences, right?
Mm,
And so I would speak often at those conferences, which is probably where I learned a lot of my skills and got that level of comfort to be able to do it. And so as I came out on my own, and that was one of the things that I've got to really credit, corporate for is they gave me a platform often,
mhm.
even to do my branding and my workshops and things like that. So I was really able to cultivate and curate my skill,
Yeah.
So when I came out and I really introduced myself, hey, everybody, this is me and I'm full time at it, I wasn't new at it,
Right.
So
Right.
for me, it was a transition. And that was literally from 18 to 23. So that was a decent, what was January 23. So basically
Mhm.
18 to 22. 4 years, right? To really transition out and be ready to take it on. Now, let me be clear. So the speaking part then just sort of came naturally because I've always been speaking. I was in sales. I was doing training. That part it was pretty easy. What I've learned though, it's really creating the messaging to just speak is speaking, but how do you curate the message, curate the words, tell the stories that really resonate with the audience that you're
Right.
speaking to?
Yeah.
That's when it became a little bit more challenging, and I had to, I literally went and got into some programs so that I could learn, and that's one of the things I found that has been the greatest asset to my growth and my success is that I was willing to invest in myself and get
Mm,
to rooms where people were already doing what I wanted to
wanted
do.
to do. Yeah.
Because why success leaves clues. So why not learn from the people
Mhm.
doing it so that then you could go further faster, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's awesome. You what are some of your topics other, I know you talk about branding and success, but what are some topics that you speak on when you do have these speaking opportunities?
So I think it depends on the audience. I do a lot, believe it or not, I go back and I do a lot in the corporate world. And so
Mhm.
for them, then it becomes more about your career development, owning your career, the art of negotiation, effective communication, things of that nature. Of course, I'm doing the branding, right? Doing the
Right.
branding and executive presence, things like that. And so for it just depends on whether the topic is. I always, if I'm doing it at women's conferences and different external speaking engagements, I just tweak it to make it relevant to the audience, and usually they have a theme. And so I guess I can pat myself on the back. I'm pretty good. I can pivot. I'm real agile, you know what I mean? I can pivot because I've had so much experience in so many different things. I can always pivot and make it about that thing, whether it's authenticity, right? How do
Mm,
you show up? Can you bring your authentic self? Or really, how do you bring the uniqueness out of you? How do you discover your superpowers? Things of this
right.
nature. How do you elevate your brand? How do you have an excellent digital presence? These sort of things. Those are the things that I speak on, because I think it's super important that people understand that how you show up is critical, whether it's online or offline, right? And that your digital presence becomes, your social media profiles now become your digital resume, right?
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
how people look at you before they do business with you.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be, a company looking to hire you. It can be partnerships, collaborations, someone wanting to spend money with you. All these people go to your social media and
Right.
take a look at you. So how are you showing up? Or do
Mhm.
you look like a rookie? Or are you looking like a polished brand
Yeah.
where I can look and I can tell a little bit about you, what you do, how you do it, and why should I care?
Right. You
Yeah.
know, you reminded me of a situation I had. There was a I guess she was sort of manager where I was working, and
Mhm.
she was looking for, I guess, a speaker on,
Mhm.
and I don't remember what her subject was, but I believe it has something to do with marketing.
Mhm.
And she was looking for a speaker, and so she went on LinkedIn and she was looking at different people's profiles, and she found an individual that I have been on their show, and she sends me a picture, a picture of the post, and says, "This person looks just like you." Now, I'm a nurse, so it had nothing to do with nursing.
Right.
She said, "This person looks just like you, and it has your name, but I see nothing about nursing on your profile. Is this you?" And she was so, she didn't know, she wanted, someone to come and speak. And that was kind of funny to me because she could not associate me with what I do because she didn't see it on my profile. That's all
Right.
she was looking for, just to
Right.
associate me. Whether I was doing the book coaching or anything else was irrelevant. She could
Correct.
not identify me
Because
because
she,
of what she could not see.
right. She's looking for that thing, that one thing, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And so that's why I tell people you got to have a positive digital footprint. And we need to do enough out there in that digital space where people can Google you and find something. Because I tell people all the time, if I can't Google you, you don't exist. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy because some people refuse to use social media, but we're in a different time, a different day. Whether you're older, whether you're younger, it doesn't matter. You have to have a presence. There has
Yes.
to be that presence. So, at least if nothing else, you have to have profiles. You have to, have a help people understand who are you, and the bottom line is that our attention spans are so low, right? I mean, they tell you that it's less than that of a goldfish today. So you've got to catch people at hello. So what's your headline reading? What are you looking? I mean, but if you want to hide, then you can go hide, surely, right? If that's what you want to
Right.
do.
Right.
But if you want to be seen, if you want to get out of the people pile, you're going to have to really put yourself out there. And it's about creating a level of brand awareness before you ever try to sell somebody something. You got to build relationship and connection. We tell them all the time, connection's the new currency. Your network equals your net
Net
worth.
worth. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So you've been named one of the most admired women in business and top branding coach. How do you stay grounded and intentional even as your platform grows, your speaking engagements grow and all that? How do you stay grounded a little?
it's easy for me because I got faith in God, and I know that all things are possible through Him. I'm just the vessel, and the reality is that I think I had enough experiences in corporate where I had those nirvana moments where I thought I made it, only to get
Mhm.
knocked down. That
Mhm.
keeps you humble at a level, and for me, it's not about me getting the recognition and the accolades. It's nice that they recognize the work that I do. Don't get me wrong, but the greatest satisfaction comes from me knowing that I've helped someone move the needle in their life, in their business, getting them from point A to point B. That's my greatest satisfaction. So this means nothing. It's when I get those testimonies and people just say, "Oh my God, she's amazing. I'm clear now. I have clarity and I know where I'm going and what I want to do." I mean, those are the things that really thrill me, and that's what I live for. But I appreciate the recognition. I do. I was named in 2024 one of Inc. magazine's power partners, and that's huge. I got it on the first year. Huge, huge, huge. And I remember being asked by them to apply, and the first thing I thought is they'll never pick me. I'm just
Mhm.
sort of new out here, still a kind of a newbie. And I go to my publicist and I say, "Is this real or is this scam?" Because we got to be skeptical. And she was like, "It's
Right.
real. You need to apply." And I said, "Well, this was our strategy. Well, at least we'll put my name in their mouth. How about that? They'll know who we
Mhm.
are, and maybe if we keep applying, then they'll say yes." Well, do you realize that not only did I receive the award, I didn't get it for one category, they gave it to me for two.
Wow.
Unbelievable. So, to that, I say to people, never, ever underestimate your own value and your own power. Our head, our mind tells us so much. But then I had to think after I did receive it, why not me? Why not me? I've been manifesting this thing for a long time. I've
Yeah.
been putting out positivity. I've been serving, serving, serving. So when you do that, the rewards do return to you.
Yeah, and I was just reading. I think it might be even a paragraph that I have put on something that I just posted. About we as some women, we shrink when we get into certain audiences and certain
Mhm,
places because we feel like we don't meet the measure, and we
mhm.
may not have what everybody else has, but what we have is still valuable. It's still it can connect with what someone else has and create even more growth and positivity.
Absolutely. That imposter syndrome is real. It
Hmm.
is real, real.
Yes,
And,
very real.
I just have to, I help people all the time. I mean, when my clients come to work with me, the first work we do is mindset. So I can really assess where you are. Do you believe you deserve these things? Do you believe you're capable of these things? Because the limiting beliefs typically fall in three categories: money, ability, right? And time. Money, ability, and time. And so when you really think about what you desire, you cannot just say it. And that's the problem. So often we say we want more, but then we won't move.
Move.
And I read something the other day, and I'm on this. I'm gonna preach on this one. I told one of my partners, because I also empower people with access to their rights, and
Okay.
so I believe that we all have a right to have access to legal services. Every human being deserves that right to equity, fairness. And so I work with a company that provides that at an affordable rate, and I love it. But I told them, I said, you got to get me on Mentor Me Mondays. I got a word. Because one of the things that I read, and I heard was so powerful, because it was like, you cannot move into your next if
Mm,
you still babysitting your now.
now. Mm,
You can't go
that
into the next if you still babysitting your now.
and that is so true.
So we get scared, and then we get frustrated. But the frustration is just there to let us know it's time to move.
It's time to
That's why when
move.
I told you that tension came, I got it then. It took me a minute, but I got it. I said, God, I got you. It's time to go. Do you know when I pulled that button and said, I retire, get me
Hmm.
out of this place,
Hmm.
that in 3 days I had three contracts?
Wow.
Just let me know you're going to be okay. I got you. I
Hmm.
got you, because all they want you to do, all God wants us to do, is to take that first step. Take
That's
that
right.
step. He's going to
Take
do the
that.
rest,
Mm,
because he honestly would not give you the vision if he wasn't going to give you the provision.
okay.
Right? He
That's
wouldn't give it to you. We get in our own way. We've got to move out of our own way. That
yes.
that's us. The limiting beliefs, everything we taught. And I love my mother, God rest her soul, but that was one woman that I couldn't get her to. I said, but Mom, when you don't open your hand,
Hmm.
nothing can come in it either, and you ain't letting
Right.
a penny saved is a penny earned. Save it for a rainy day. I said, girl, I don't want nothing on a rainy day but an umbrella, and to be looking at my account and praying that it's going up. Okay.
Yes.
you
Yes.
know but money don't grow on trees. No, it doesn't. But I tell you what, if you can get smart with money, I can show you how to make some.
Come
It
on
don't come
now.
to you, but we can make some. So yeah, so it's just a shift in the mindset, shedding the limiting beliefs, so that you can go and live the life that you were designed to live. because
Mhm.
God wants us to be prosperous. I'm not going to apologize for making a lot of money. I'm not going to apologize for having nice things because
Mhm.
I worked for them, I earned for them, and I was obedient. And obedience is better than sacrifice.
Come on now.
He will give
I
you
love
the
it.
desires of your heart. The problem is we don't ask. He said, ask and it shall be given. How many
Mhm.
people don't even bother to ask? Oh, it's just not going to happen for me. Oh, that's too hard. I know they're not going to give it to me. And whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, once you take on that mindset, guess what? It doesn't happen
Mm.
because there's power in the tongue.
Power in the tongue.
It
You are
doesn't happen.
you are ready to preach that one. Yes, and I remember even in during your challenge that I was a part of, one of the first things that you taught us was how to even present ourselves. Who are you? How to say who you are
Mhm.
without stuttering and
That's right.
feeling like, you have to dummy down, in the moment.
Right.
And so I'm still working on mine. I'm still working on mine. But I have it, so I got
Okay.
to put it in my mouth so that it comes out every time I open my mouth to speak.
Practice
And
makes
that
perfect.
absolutely.
Michael Jackson wasn't great because he didn't practice. Michael Jordan wasn't great because he didn't practice.
There you go.
Mozart wasn't perfect because he didn't practice.
There
I
you
have
go.
practiced my brand signature statements so much. I would be in the grocery store saying it to the bag boy. I said, I'm the Brandthrupist, right? He like, huh? Yes, I'm a people
The
growth leader and Brandthrupist
Brandthrupist.
with the passion to help coaches and entrepreneurs to get and stay in business while unleashing the power of their personal brand. I get to go, and he
I
looking at
know
me
that's
crazy,
right.
but I practice it because here's the thing: when you can do it with the level of clarity and you can do it with the level of confidence,
Confidence.
that's powerful. People love and connect and want to be around confident people. If I ask you who you are and what you do, and you over here stuttering and I mean, you lost
Yeah.
me. You
Yeah.
lost me at
You
hello, right?
can't help me because you don't even know who you are.
It's I know we laugh about it, but that's the truth, you
It's
guys.
true.
That is the truth. People make
It's true.
decisions at the click of a button, the swipe of a scroll, and all that these days. We gotta be on point, and your brand is powerful if you use it in the right way.
In the right way. I love it. So we're unfortunately we're out of time. I feel like, boy, I need another 2 hours with you because there's so much that you could share with us, and I know that to be true. But I'm going to ask you now: what advice would you give to our listeners who's sitting there, on untapped potential, unsure how to manifest their unique gifts in a visible, valuable brand? Because we are here, this is our manifestation moments, and
Mhm.
they need to know how to manifest these gifts.
Yeah. I think the first thing is it just starts with belief in self. That's the first step. That's the hardest step, and that's the first step. When you truly believe in your heart that you deserve the things that you desire, the things that you dream of, the things that you want to accomplish. When you think of it that way, and you start to believe it, if you believe it enough, and then you take that belief into visualization, it starts to go into manifestation. And manifestation means that if it's that dear to you, if it's that why, if it's that purpose, if you know it's in alignment with your assignment and what you are called to do, where your superpowers, your talents, your gifts lie, then the plans will start to develop so that you can achieve that. It just does. It just does. But you have to believe it first, and that's the biggest. That's the first step. That is absolutely the first step. And then once you do that, I think people have to understand we don't chase money, we chase our purpose and passion.
Mhm.
I've never been one out here trying to chase the dollar. Instead, I know that if I serve and I serve well, I love a gentleman by the name of Dr. George Fraser. He's amazing. he said, ask 7 times, serve 7 times, ask once, right?
Mm.
And it's just one of those things where it's all about knowing your worth, your value that you can deliver, being able to articulate that to the people that you want to serve so that they know that you're that person for them. I call it the OVO, their only viable option. And
Mm.
then you just get out there and do what you do. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. There's going to be ups and downs, and there's going to be peaks and valleys. But the reality is that if you believe it and your why is strong enough, you will commit to it and continue to do it. And consistency, action plus consistency equals results. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You can't tell me anybody that has stayed in action and has been consistent, you can't tell me they haven't achieved a result.
Right.
People give up. We give up very easy.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy.
Yeah.
We too soft, y'all. Come on
Too
now.
soft.
You have some grit in your crawl.
What
Come
is it?
on,
Buck up, buck up.
buck up. There we go.
There you go. There you go. Miss Yolanda, I just love you. I love having you here with us. This is
Thank you.
actually such an honor to have you here with us in the lounge. And I'm so excited that you have taken the moment to, out of your busy schedule, to be with us. I don't know which part of the continent you're on, or if you're down by the water this time, or if you're staying in the central. I don't know where you
Yeah.
are, but
I'm central right now. I just left the water, but headed back.
I hear you.
Never know. Yeah, I just booked a trip to Australia, and that's funny. Somebody said, we don't know how to keep up with you. I said, well, I can't. I'm excited. I'm going down under.
Right, right. That's
I
beautiful.
cannot wait. That's on my bucket list. Yes.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Definitely.
That's
But you know what?
beautiful.
I just live life full out, you guys. Don't be scared to live. Go live your life. What do you have to lose? I tell people, the biggest regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner. Oh my God, that's my biggest regret, because undoubtedly I got more in the rear view than I have in the windshield. But goodness, if I just maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe the timing is when the timing is. But boy, the only regret is that even those 4 years that I hung on when I felt like he said go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's my only regret. I didn't do it sooner. But you just gotta believe. It's believing in yourself. When you do that, you're unstoppable. I promise you. You become unstoppable. The doubts and the fears and all that, you ask yourself, well, why are you feeling like that right now? What makes you think that? Shoot, you better go figure it out. Come on, let's go. I give
That's
you 5 minutes to wallow in the pain and the
And
disappointment,
get
and we got to
yourself
go.
up.
You already know me.
Dust
Let's go.
it off. Let's go. Let's go. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. So, what
But
do you
thank
have coming up? I know you're always doing such great things. You're
you.
always, have your challenges and different programs going on. So, tell us what's coming up next.
Yeah, so actually, I'm doing a new thing. It's called the Brand and Scale Collective,
Mm.
and that's going to be September the 29th through October 3rd. It's just three days, a couple hours a day. For 3 days, but it's going to be very intensive. It's an immersive experience for more established. And when I say established, people have been in business. They may have been in business 5 years or less, but they've been in business a couple years. They've had some success. They've had some sales, but they feel like they're at that plateau moment. They feel like they're at that stalled space. Because I was there. You know what? All I do is teach people everything that I've gone through and what I did to get out of it, right? That's what I teach. That's why I know what I do works, because
Right.
I did it, right?
Mhm.
And so what I want to do is I want to bring in an exclusive group of individuals to really spend that time with them, to pour into them, to give them the frameworks of really what do you need to do to sort of refine the strategy, reposition the brand, and be able to put the systems in place so that you're not functioning as the employee of your business, working so hard, wearing yourself out, burning out, and instead you can become the CEO, which focus more on the strategy and vision and allow these things to replicate, rinse, and repeat. So I'm excited about that. We'll start promoting that in about a week. So people just, if they want to stay in touch, I'm branding the number 4 success. My business is branding for success with the number 4. And that is me. And this is when you're a brand. You can catch me at Branding for Success on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And that is my website, brandingforsuccess.com. So if anybody's interested in that program, stay tuned. I will have some, I'll be posting about it very, very shortly. We're putting the
Mhm.
finishing touches on it, but that's something that's so needed. So needed. How do we get to
Yeah.
the next level? Because what gets you to one won't get you to the next.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. I want to take a moment. Again, I have been a part of your challenge, and I was thinking about how you not only were taught us about branding and some of the things that go along with that, but you also taught us about accountability. You taught
Yes.
us about partnership, networking,
Mhm.
and so you set me up with a young lady as an accountability partner, and we lost her
Mm,
last week, was it?
yeah.
And it hit my heart, even though
Yeah.
I had only talked to her, maybe I think I talked to her about 3 times, but
Hmm.
she would send me a message.
Hmm.
But the thing that I took from that was, it wasn't just about me. It was also about connecting with others and being a
Community.
part of something, and a part of unity with other people,
Hmm.
like-minded
Hmm.
individuals,
Hmm.
who are maybe not having the same goal as an outcome, but also being able to see the same goal as far as business is concerned, and moving from one place to the next. And
Right.
so I appreciate you even introducing me to her. She was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
She had a big dream, and she
Yes, she
she she
did.
pushed it. She did much of her dream. I was able to find her book online and different things,
Yes.
and connect.
Yes.
I even connected her with someone else.
Oh,
So
nice.
those are the ways that we help one another, and I appreciate you for even bringing her into my life. And I wanted to say thank you on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that one took me hard because literally I had just spent some time with her. Hang on, my battery. I thought
I'm
it was
sorry.
plugged in. I had spent some time with her in March.
Mhm.
And you guys, this just lets you understand you never know the day nor the hour, you know.
Mhm.
And so we have 24 hours in a day. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Because I think we should wake up every day as if that is our last day and live it to the fullest. And one of the things that I believe so much is community is so important. Community is powerful. And I remember leaving corporate and starting this journey, and everybody used to tell me, oh my God, it's so lonely at the top. It's so lonely when you're out here, an entrepreneur by yourself, and it's so lonely. And I thought, God, one of the things I'm not going to do well with is loneliness. So I
Right.
need you to show me the blueprint, if you will, of what does it take to be able to be successful and
Mhm.
not be lonely. And what I learned is it's all about community. And
Awesome.
so what happens, you guys, and I'm gonna just I'll leave you with this nugget. What happens is that sometimes when you get to certain levels in your life, not everyone is going to be able to continue to go with you. We understand that, right? I liken it to the rocket ship. When the rocket goes up, at some point the boosters fall off, right? They can't continue to go. If the rocket's going to go up, the boosters have to fall off.
Mhm.
But what I want you to understand is that when you get to that next level, there's people there as well. And
Mhm.
so the fastest way to be able to connect is to get into communities where there are people doing similar things to you. And like you said, your business may be this, my business may be that. But one of the things I do know is there's fundamental principles to business
Absolutely.
that are agnostic regardless
Mhm.
of what the industry is. Business is business, right?
This
We
is
got certain things in place. You got to have a framework. You got to have a legal system. You got to have structure. You got to have, your core team. You got to have marketing. You got to have operations. These things are just fundamental to business. And so when you understand that, I've had the pleasure of meeting dynamite, awesome, awesome people that literally have changed my life.
right.
Because you guys, I'm just going to tell you, it only takes one room to get into and
Mm.
somebody to change your life. That is powerful.
Powerful.
But if you're sitting back here thinking you're going to do everything by yourself, I'll trial and error my way through it and try to figure it out because you don't want to spend a few little coins on yourself when somebody will come to you and ask you to borrow it and you give them all your money. But yet you won't put it in you because this is the
Right.
problem. In today's society, we invest on ourselves, not in
In
ourselves. So what
ourselves.
we like to do is we like to look good.
Hmm.
We like to look good. So
Right.
I ask people, do you want to look rich or do you really want to be
Be.
rich?
Hmm.
And when I say be rich, yes, I'm talking financially as well as in body and spirit, right? Because richness comes from deep, great connections and relationships with people,
Yeah.
right? That's richness. That's riches. When you can call me and say, hey, do you know somebody that, let me connect you?
Hmm.
That's richness. Somebody just said yesterday, I will connect you to this person and this person and that person. But guess what? They're not going to do that unless they trust you.
Right.
Come
Right.
on, y'all. Come on.
That's
So that
right.
goes back to the brand,
Hmm.
right? Because what we do is we build a brand so that people can know, like, and trust us. Okay,
Mm.
y'all, I'm giving y'all too much.
She said she giving y'all too much. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I really, again, I really appreciate you for being here and taking this time with us.
Absolutely.
Listen,
My
I'm
pleasure.
telling you, everyone go and follow. Go to branding for success everywhere. Is that where they can go? Just on social media, just look for branding for success. Uh, and if you see the Brandthrupist, if it doesn't have that trademark, it's not her.
Yes, right. And like on Facebook and Instagram, I got the blue check. I'm verified.
Right.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
Yes.
But it's
Yes.
branding for success. So yeah, please
Okay.
follow me. I'm always trying to give value out there, give great nuggets, and keep people not only inspired but informed. Right? Because if I can educate you and empower you to take action and really be able to do some things for yourself that will change the needle, change the trajectory for your family. I'm about that right now. It's about at this point in my life, it's about legacy, right? It's building that legacy. And so, I help people get additional streams of income. They come to me, I show them how to do it. I'm in things that are affording different streams of income. I'm working off right now 7 different streams of income. God, thank you so much. You know what
Thank
I mean?
God.
But all you have to do is understand how to take your superpower and be able to diversify that in a way and add value to others in a way that they want to pay you for it. And they will. If you can solve a problem, you can make money. I'm going to leave you on that one.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, thank you
Thank
again.
you,
And
love.
we hope to have you back in the lounge one of these days after you've crossed the seas and explored the world. Maybe you can come back and join us again.
All
Thank
right.
you once again.
Thank you. Love
All right.
you. All
Love
right.
you too. Have a great night.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
All right, family. So we are so thankful for Miss Yolanda popping in with us on today. This has been a great moment of manifestation, sharing with us how even moving from the corporate world and just so many other great things. So we're excited for that. Thank you to all of you who have joined us on tonight. It's been an amazing moment to share with you all and share this stream. Let someone else hear these great nuggets from our guest on tonight. I also want to let you know about our great release that we had on this week. We've been working hard on an anthology, and so we've had our release, which took place on this Tuesday. And so you can go and you can pre order your copy today. We have, I'm going to pop it right here for you. You can hit that with that QR code. Hit that QR code, and you can pre-order your book today. It's only $25. It is an anthology of hope, a visionary momentum unleashed, voices of vision, stories of purpose, passion, all of that. So this will give you an opportunity to even uh, start releasing those thoughts in your mind to help you get to the next level. And so we hope and pray that you are excited about everything that has been going on, And we want to see you back here in the lounge on next Thursday. We're going to start having some of our authors, our co-authors from the book will be joining us on next week. We're going to start with one of our co-authors. So you don't want to miss it. I'm not going to tell you which one just yet, but look out for the announcements. Make sure you join in, make sure you follow us, make sure you share and let others know that we are here in Miss G's Ladies Lounge on Thursdays at 8 p.m. We look forward to seeing each and every one of you. Thank you once again. Thank you. I see you. I see you. I see you snapping that QR code. Keep snapping. Keep snapping. We're excited about everything that's going on. So listen, I will see you all on next Thursday at 8 p.m. Have a great, wonderful evening. Goodbye.